Hey, hey, we're live, and we also have a very special stream today where it's the first time that I've got multi-output on YouTube. You should be able right now to select horizontal or vertical. I just joined the Rapid Arena. Should get a game any moment. 2387 Rapid. That's actually higher than my Rapid rating. All right. Good luck, Celazen 2025. C4 A6. Let's get him. Let's get our first gambit of the day. But we got a knight f3. Kind of lame. All right, we'll go back to this e6 d5 stuff. Okay, they're playing e3. So that probably means we're not getting anything out of this, if we're being real. Well, okay, let's actually see what's up. I'll play d5 anyway. But they're defending this pawn prematurely, jamming in their dark square bishop. And now with knight d2, so they're really actually ready to capture on c4 without having to inconvenience their light square bishop with an additional move. So something I'm going to do now is probably already switch to the b6 setup. Yeah, I don't think this capture is going to cause them any inconvenience, and I feel b3 coming anyway as the only way to bring out this bishop. So I'm really going to get nothing out of dc4, b5. So we're switching to this setup, and a6, maybe not the world's most useful move. Would have been more useful if that knight were on c3. All right, I got to think of something. Okay. Cool. Let's open up the Twitch chat. Oh, wait, I'm not live on Twitch. Right. Of course. All right. Okay, dokie. Do we want an 84 and f5 real quick? Because there's queen c2 coming. I'm going to give it one more move. Oh, wait. Where's my clock? Sorry about that. There... Nope. This? No? What do we have here? Okay, let's fix this. There we go. Okay, they did go with queen c2, and presumably are looking at an e4. Not a lot I can do about that. Should the bishop go to d6 or e7? There's really nothing I can do about this. Alright, bishop e7. We'll probably make a lot of trades on e4. I'll castle a knight f6. Let me slow down my mouse speed. Okay, they do go with an immediate e4. Yeah, I kind of like what they did in the opening, because they actually never played b3, and now they'll be able to develop in that direction without issue. Alright, let's just simply castle. Alright. I think white got like a tiny advantage out of the opening. Some mouse settings. Okay, my mouse pointer speed is really high. I just lowered it. Let's close out of some other garbage. And let's get some tunes. Alright, bishop g5. Okay, so we have the option to make a ton of trades. Probably that's what I want, actually. It's not like a ton to play for in the position, but like trade. Or, well, actually, take, rather. Take. Knight f6, queen c6, queen d6. I don't know how to play for anything more than that. My opponent's position really has no flaws. It's kind of the problem here. It's probably more annoying what they can do to me. Play knight f6. c5, I guess d5. So maybe they're still looking for a d5 kind of move. I guess it's playable, actually. Knight c6 still gets me. So that was actually certainly something I overlooked. This is a good move. And I'll have to find some way to deal with this. So I was planning rook e8. Rook e8 is a good move, because ed5... Actually, no. Trade knight c6. Still a problem. Yeah, rook e8... Knight d4. No, I mean, honestly, I'm not so scared of this. I think queen c5. Let's just kind of get out of here. Maybe not, so we're still forked on c6. No, but honestly, it's fine. I actually like this move. I think they should have been bothering me with this. I think they should have. Knight d4 now here, and we hit the queen. They don't have time for this move. Well, here now invites this in a... maybe it's not even like the end of the world. You say out of the game, but I say still annoying. c5, I mean, there's maybe a stronger case for c5, I don't know. I thought b4 was coming, actually, so I like that I'm still able to inflict some pressure here. And what do you do about this if you're white now? What do you do about it? Ismail, thank you for the sub. Why is that not appearing on my other thing? Little thingy. To the alert box. Most definitely QE9. I don't know what that means. I also don't know why the chat's not appearing. Requesting bishop's opening with the Greco gambit. Bishop's opening f4. And Bronstein gambit. f4. Knight c6. That's interesting. It's also interesting, it's a Greco gambit, so it was played that long ago. We're talking about like one of the first openings in chess. Imagine, like, chess is a totally blank slate to you. You're just looking at this, like, you can come up with anything. And that's what you come up with. Bishop c4, knight f6, f4. What a guy. Right? I mean, he was, like, the first chess theoretician. Pretty much. Like, I'm sure that's not really true. Frank B with the sub. Thank you so much. Alright, I mean, white's got to deal with this. Honestly, I don't see anything else other than takes. Rook takes. I think the problem for them is they need to keep the queen onto here. And they got to go like queen f1. And that's not what they want to do. What am I going to play in that position? I want, like, in. Because, like, I don't really know what else you can do. You could try defending this. Take. No, I have queen takes. And then I'll recapture. So, oh, queen d1. That didn't cross my mind somehow. No, wait. Obviously that didn't cross my mind. Yeah, you just blundered. I mean, if I traded e5, I mean, I didn't even consider it. Takes. How did this happen? I'm just completely winning now. I just took everything. Okay. Yeah, I'm just completely winning. It's nice how that worked out. Alright, I'll trade queens. Sipping on straight glory. I guess that's my biggest problem in life. Which, as things go, means I got a pretty good life. e5, rook d6, take, and ac4 is kind of my concern. It actually forks my pawns. I actually do have an interesting continuation there, which is b5, take rook d8. I guess knight b7 is playable. Thought they'd be trapped. Should I just go rook d6 now? No, honestly. Alright, let's play king f8. This isn't that bad. Stop freaking out over nothing, William. 85, what am I going to do about this? Trade. Knight in. Yeah, I mean, that's extremely reasonable. There's nothing white can do to me in that position. There's nothing white can do to me in that position. I guess I might have a hard time removing this knight from c6. I don't even think that's true. a7. No, I don't know how this happened. I mean, I think, like I was saying, d5 was not the right idea here, because my rooks actually are the ones in the center, right? Like, even if you're not going to bother calculating, you could just look at who are the lines opening up for. So, and the answer is me. Rook d6, take, knight c4, b5, knight takes d6. This is the line I was looking at. Rook d8. Knight d4 is impossible because we would trade in rook d1. So after rook d8 with your knight here, knight b7, rook d2 is playable, but it's like, why would I do that when I can probably just trade rooks? Be really lazy here and just cut everything off. Just cut everything off. We're chilling. Okay, I don't have like a Twitch chat right now, right? Knight c6. How do I get rid of you? I might have to, yeah, actually, it's kind of annoying. 87. We're going to be right back to the drawing board. e7, b4. I don't know. Wait, what's happening here? Obviously, I don't want to allow this invasion. d4, king d2 commented. Nice. f6, check here. Yeah, and then your knight's just in there. f6. Alright, we're not allowing any rook d7, but now I'll get my knight on d5 without this annoying piece in my face, which somehow the rook couldn't touch. So, I couldn't get my pawns rolling. That was the problem. By the way, is the audio all good? The visuals? What do you guys think of that of the YouTube thing? Can you select right now? Phone-sized or computer-sized? Please comment how your viewing experience is right now. Inquiring minds would like to know. just easy does it here. Easy does it. Really not much of anything my opponent is able to do to me. Everything stays solid. Guess you could come here. Keep pushing. Pushing P. E4 next. So chill behind my brigade of pawns. B4. I think this is as good a time as any for B4 because Rook A1 is impossible. You've got to defend your knight. I don't know, stop me. Maybe I'll go here just for fun. C3 was also fine. But why do I need to even deal with your checks? I don't. Still needs to be defended. I think Rook A6. E5 and 86 check. Not that it was really anything. King D6. Oh, there was takes. No, I could take the knight, but with a fork somehow. I don't know. Okay, I'll go E5. Here, G6. So I might keep fishing around for stuff. Should I go Rook A2 or should I just? Yeah, why not? Maybe F5 last turn. I don't know. This seems like a good trade for me. Alright, we don't have a ton of time. My opponent is doing a good job being as annoying as they can. Like B3, I'll play F5. The top rank of the board is slightly cut off in full size. Okay, thank you for telling me. Oh, weird. Another one behind it. Okay, let me deal with that in a sec. F5. Right, so I'll play C3 now. Okay, fine, you can have this pawn. Let's go C3. Let's just go like in general direction. I don't know. Is this my idea? Let's go here, defending G6 for a second. And my next moves are knight E2 and C2, C1. Well done by my opponent. Trying to take whatever they can. We didn't give them any counterplay, really. Like, the one pawn they got, as you can see, is not the world's most notable pawn. Didn't let them take and check, and really, I didn't have to calculate anything. A C2, that's actually kind of annoying. Let me play Rook D2 here. C2, I guess they could, well, I would queen, but they would take two things, right? Okay, let me guard this. Check. Was it annoying? Is there more things I gotta deal with? No, C2, we're good. Okay, let's just be quick here. Should be mate, Rook H1, Queen F1. Now I want Rook G1. Rook G1, Rook H1, right? So I should probably be able to take it. Oop. I'm trying to delay this as much as possible. There we go. Alright, GG. GG. What is that flag? Antarctica. Yes, okay. I was gonna say that looks familiar. From the CGP Grey video on all the Antarctica flags. Nice. Alright, I think this was a well-played game, largely. We can let the computer analysis run for a sec while I figure this out. There's like 3 boards. Backup board? Okay. You can go here. There we go. Does that look better? Whoa! Look at this! Look at this! Wait. I cannot change the zoom. 99 accuracy. 100% accuracy? Estimating rating 3167? What? Chat, am I cheating? I don't even think the engine is as good as I just played. What? This was like my opponent was very good. 2387 rapid. Wait. Hang on. I just need to stroke my own ego for a moment and look at this game. So knight f6, c4, a6, which has to be the worst move I played of the game. Has to be the worst move I played of the game. Here, I'll let y'all see the eval bar here. Wait, chat, what? So a6, knight f3, e6, right? e3, d5. So a6, we're trying to play the Graf Benko gambit, in which case I would have gotten docked for accuracy for sure. But knight c3, c5, and now if d5 looks like a Benko, but after b5, this is hard to decline because b4 is going to bother you, and this gambit is on my channel. We tricked them into an unpleasant version of the Benko for them. But my opponent just plays knight f3, and with knight f3, there's not a lot of point to b5. It's playable, but the real point is b4. Like, even if I take this, it just develops kind of nicely to c4, then what am I really doing here? So it's not the end of the world, but I went for a different idea, e6, and typically my idea with e6 is trying to take c4. Right, I'm trying to take c4, like let's say you develop or something, I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to use this pawn chain to try to go up an extra pawn. And otherwise, you know, if you play here or something, I might try to get you to move that guy twice. Try to get you to move it twice. 1, 2, burn a tempo. I don't want to let you move it once. It matters a lot to me because I'm stubborn, but then I'll develop my bishop this way, right? I'm trying to solve the problem of my light square bishop and then c5 and such. So if that diagonal opens up. And then otherwise with a6, I'm trying to induce you to play c takes d5 to free it this way, right? So that you have to make that trade or else I will make that trade. So I spend the tempo doing that, pestering you along here. My opponent goes for a pretty solid choice against this, which is e3. Now I play d5 and now knight d2. And this setup is geared pretty specifically against a6, right? They're ready to play takes here, right? So even if I can get this bishop to move, right, now they're ready to develop it. Knight takes c4 is actually probably a really nice recapture. Maybe I could have played like this, but yeah, the knight kind of goes to a really nice square. I'm not really inconveniencing them so much. That knight actually made a pretty good journey. So I wasn't really thrilled about d takes c4 prospects anymore with this knight coming to d2 instead of to c3. So I switched gears, and so if the bishop's going to go anywhere, right, I'm not getting you to play c takes d5. I'm not threatening dc4. So I just got to play b6 here and, oops, sorry, I had the down arrow key. So I just got to play b6 here and develop my bishop where I can go, which is b7 in this position. My opponent castles. I simply develop my pieces. Queen c2 played here, which is kind of annoying. It's not the engine's top choice, but it was definitely annoying against what I want to do. The engine wants me to just kind of trade a lot of pawns here, like a big 4-box, so a lot of trades are coming in here. But it definitely thwarts what I wanted to do, because I was really expecting b3, and it to come out this way. And what I wanted was like knight e4 and f5, and to work behind this knight, queen f6, my bishops to cut down this diagonal, you know, maybe g5, g4, queen h6, some attack I wanted to generate around that centerpiece of knight on e4. But as soon as they play queen c2, it cut off all my hopes and dreams, because I'm not getting the e4 anymore. So I just play the simple bishop e7, e4 is played, we trade on e4, I castle my king. My opponent, like I said here, really has no issues in the position, but you know, their advantage is like super tiny, super razor thin. You can see here plus 0.1, it's basically at equality. I'll analyze this quick because I want to get back to the arena. But so, okay, we just made a lot of trades here, as I was mentioning during the game. Not a ton going on. I hit knight f6, hitting the queen, and the simple rook a to d8. My opponent plays d5. I think the most annoying move was here knight to e5. I'm not sure if I'm right. Okay, I am right. Knight e5 was annoying here. I didn't realize till after I played rook d8 that I don't actually stop this, because I get forked anyway, whether I'm on d4 or d8. It's really not like a huge deal. Like I play here, you know, they guard this pawn. The engine's telling me to do nothing, like h6, or maybe I could play this move, trade. but, you know, really not a lot to write home about in this position. My opponent goes for this idea d5, which makes a lot of sense if your rooks were here. The thing is, like, that's why I played rook ad8, actually, instead of rook fd8. I would have played rook fd8 if I thought c5 was happening and these pawns were trading, then this rook would come nicely to an open c line, but I played rook ad8 specifically geared against d5, actually, and so when I play rook f8 now, like, I wasn't really calculating so much. I wasn't expecting to win a pawn, or much less two. But, you know, I was like, okay, I'll take these files when they open up. And at this point, if you're white, what you should probably do is just kind of trade everything here, and we get just some dead equal endgame. Really dead equal. Really, really dead equal endgame. But in the game, my opponent plays rook fe1, and I think they're testing me a little bit, and I found the most annoying continuation here, which is queen b4. Because now after queen to b4, yeah, I mean, the engine's telling you take, and just queen c2, slide out the way. You've got that defended enough times. And again, this is not changing the outcome of the game, most likely. But with queen b4, I'm opening up onto here. I'm threatening ed5 because my knight is doing a good job defending my rook as well. My opponent plays a3, and again, I find the most annoying move, which is queen to a4. Queen to a4, not queen b3, right? Because now knight d4, I think it tempos me. Maybe not, actually. I don't know, rook ad1. But, and not queen c5, because I think b4 now drives me away. But with queen to a4, it's actually kind of annoying now, because I'm really pressuring the c4 pawn, and how you have to play is what I mentioned during the game, is take, and queen to f1. That's the only way to hold onto c4. Again, probably not changing the outcome of the game. I don't even have, like, the d2 square to invade on. Like, this knight is good. It's been defending here. It's defending here. You know, I could play here and look for something. You know, maybe I'll try attacking pawns. Like what can I really do? And, you know, I would keep playing in this position, but my opponent just blunders terribly here with queen d1, right? So here they just felt a lot of pressure, you know, didn't want to take, didn't want to let me take, didn't know where to go with their queen to get out of the way, because d5 would be hanging. They just blundered terribly. They just overthink it, queen d1, and now I just eat this pawn. Their whole problem was finding a square for the queen that would protect this pawn. But now I take it, and now the next one's falling too. So things are just beautiful here. And this was just clean technique. What can I say? You know, I just took it. Knight d5, knight c6 was annoying, so I chased that away with knight d7. You know, they did a good job trying to keep pieces on the board. But the knight on d5 sat really solidly. Just blocked this file completely. You know, never had to worry about that, right? So there's really never any threats my opponent could do to me. And, you know, okay, I mean, it's not so hard to play this accurately. Like, just don't give your opponent anything and push your pawns. So, like, I got 3 versus 2 majority over there. It was easier to operate than my 4 versus 3 over here. So I just go with that. And, you know, I just don't give him anything. And b4 was timed well. Even like the one open file that could potentially be on the table now, you can't even have, because you now need to deal with your knight. And then I took that said open file. They come back. Rook a6 to protect e6. You know, just easy stuff here. Easy stuff. I didn't really give myself a lot to calculate. Their knight kept hopping around. But, you know, we made sure to make as much progress over here as possible, while not giving them, like, pawns to create, like, some sort of race where they have a pass pawn at all. There was never any semblance of a race here. Now knight to f4, just protecting, you know, what could have been, like, takes and check and, like, some annoying thing here. And instead, just knight e2. Maybe knight d3 was just even cleaner, c2, c1. And then knight e2, rook d2, and king d6 I think was a good touch here, because otherwise takes and then, you know, you attack my rook or something. It probably wasn't even so necessary, but c2, knight takes f5 check wouldn't change anything. I just don't get checked again, and rook d1 at that point, and our pawn just went all the way. We just had too many resources. Like, they could have sent their king that direction, but I had more control over the position, and I even had another pass pawn, so it wouldn't have changed the outcome at all. And we played a perfect game. 9 average centipawn loss, 0 inaccuracy, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, 99 accuracy, but it says 100% accuracy here, 3167. How about those stats for you? How about those stats for you? Let's get back to the arena. Why do I only have 12 viewers? Where's everybody? Is it because... Is it because I'm multi-streaming here? Shit. So this is the first time I'm trying YouTube's new multi-stream feature where I can do both vertical and horizontal at the same time. Audio's good. Was waiting for a full-size stream on YouTube for the ages. Okay, I'm glad people who are here like it. play this bishop c5. It says 1, 2, 3 on vertical. 1, 2, 3 what? What does that mean? Yeah, please tell me how this stream is. d6. So my opponent is running this way. I might give him a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. What do we think? Bishop e6. Play just queen d7, bishop h3. Someone wrote, oh my god, Luigi Mangione in the chat. What a good running bit this is. Alright, I mean, let's go after him, right? Try h1. What's up, Greenport? Someone wanted the layout adjusted. Please tell me if you want the layout adjusted, either vertical or horizontal. I'm messing around in the Lee Chess chat. Horizontal goated. Yes, sir. What's my favorite opening for black? I don't think this answer is going to shock you. Gotta say the Bushcast Gambit. Rings weren't visible on vertical. Yeah, well, I don't have a lot of space on vertical. Let me look into that after this game. I'll see what I can do. Just don't have a lot of space. All right, we made so we did something. We did something. No, that's kind of annoying. An h6 take. That's probably more my speed. It's probably more my speed. I also have just g6. Seems like more. Well, should I play g6? I guess with the h6, it's kind of like a where do we go from there kind of situation. Maybe I should just play here. Let's just open up as much as we can. I do want my rooks in there, though. Let's open up as much as we can where their king is and my king isn't. Should I play f6? This goes away. And what? That's probably a good idea. Still pinned. On the h6 take here. This is actually nice, I think, because queen g6, rook dg8, queen h5, knight g4. Your queen's actually trapped. I was going to say the bishop hangs. And otherwise, yeah, I think they just lost. Queen f6, knight g4, forkalicious. Forkalicious. In fact, in addition to being forkalicious, your queen is trapped. This is super licious, though, because h2 is also hanging. And e3 is also hanging with more forks. And the queen is trapped. Did I forget to mention? Forkalicious Supreme. How did that happen? That came out of nowhere. I blocked that. Pinalicious. Yorick DG8. No, they're already screwed here. I mean, well, they should give their queen. They should give their queen. They got a rook, knight, and pawn for it. But I'm still going to be annoying. Queen h7, knight d4. So, yeah, and if they went queen h5, I have knight g4. GG. Not only is that hit in a forkalicious manner, but your queen's trapped. In both cases. We got him. Oh my god, Spoduel 6000 super chatted 10 pounds. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shout out to Spoduel and Walter Cat with the follow. Spoduel wrote, I've been getting great results with your gambits, especially the Von Hennig. Thanks for the content. Thank you. Gambit Chads forever. GCRU Gambit Chads rise up. Greenport, what's up? Alright, my opponent here looks pretty strong. Pretty strong player, 2171. How do I deal with h6 after bishop takes e6 in the main line of the Von Hennig? Wow, good question. Okay, wait, I got an opening request, though. It was with bishop c4. And then on knight f6... Oh, they want f4. Bishop c5. What should I do here? I guess the issue is f4, d6. It's probably pretty solid for them. Queen h5. I guess knight c3, d6 as well. I know this is a move. Just dragging out a queen f6 kind of situation. And then knight c3. Can't I play that? Queen h5, what if queen e7? I feel like I've faced something like this before. Knight c3, queen f6, queen d5. Or I can kind of like mess around with this. I don't know, let's mess around with this. Because I remember in my analysis for my fisheye gambit video, I was looking at this position. Yeah. Thoughts? Good, right? Am I missing something? Queen f2, king d1? Am I just making up BS? I might be. Oh wait, I actually have no idea. Okay, they go with bishop takes f2. I guess that seems a little bit more reasonable. Okay. What do you got? What do you got? Should I have gone here? No, that's fine. Yeah, maybe this check is gonna be annoying. Fine. Alright, on with the gambit glasses for a really funky gambit. Born Ready 2011. I'm not sure you were born ready for this if you're only 14 years old, my friend. Born Ready 2011. Well, okay. I'm between knight f3 and knight h3. They seem about equivalent to me. Knight f3, I mean, attacks this. Bishop's got to move. And then rook here. Wait, but knight h3, bishop moves, and rook f1. Do I just win? It hits f7. I guess what you should play is d5. ED. And then you take it. Then I go queen takes and try to get you on c8. All right. Because I already can take f7. If I if I were at all concerned about this position, I would just take f7. But I'm not, so I won't. Cool glasses, right? Aren't they? Why, thank you. Really funky gambit here. Because, okay, let me talk about what I mean. There's this gambit, right? Knight c3, knight c6, and in a tier list video of all the gambits, this one was put first. And I could totally see why. Because queen h5, queen f6, and now knight d5, you ask them to take f2 and king d1, and it's actually really good for white. It's really good for white with c7 hanging, with knight h3, rook f1 as an additional resource. So I put out a video on the fisheye gambit, which actually lets this happen with queen h5. And yeah, well, I'll talk more about that later. I'll talk more about that soon. So we're here. F1, right? Do I just win? Oh, am I missing g6? I think I have been missing g6 this whole time. Take this thing. So rook f1, g6. No, but just here, right? I guess h5. My queen just needs to get out of the way, and she can't. Again, I have bishop f7, if I want it. She just needs to get out of the way. F6, take. I mean, all this stuff is good, but it's not like winning. C6 made a lot of sense. Like, it did take away my best resource. Alright. Because now they're threatening, like, g6 and h5, and that's gonna trade off the queens. Because she's got nowhere else to go. Maybe he should have been on d1. But then this wouldn't have really attacked the bishop. But if he would have been on d1, then I could have had this square. Rook f1 anyway. G6. Oh, bishop f7? Queen f7. Wait, okay. Rook f1, good move. Rook f1, good move. g6. Bishop f7. I guess he should slide king e7. Because if king takes f7, this becomes check. Oh, what? You just went there? No, you have to go here. How are you going to let me do this to you? And this? How are you going to let me do this to you, bro? Just taking d4. I mean, looks really good to me, honestly. I think I'm gonna even take this one. Is that crazy, chat? Just vibing out here. Me and my glasses. It's terrible. Oh, well, I remember fast forwarding to the end. I just want to see what the best one was. But we made the fisheye gambit specifically to counter it. Alright, let's play d3. There's no reason to go d4. d3, solid move, protect some stuff, and this seems annoying. Because queen g6, now bishop f7. That was my whole point. Whereas queen g6 before would have been a queen trade proposal. Now it's a you can lose your queen proposal. So now queen h4. I mean, I've just been cooking here. Like, they have not improved their position, not 1 ounce. And I've improved my position by several ounces. Alright, yeah. I mean, queen h4, queen g7, I think was also just GG. Like, I am cleaning up back there. So, okay. I'll take your queen if you really want me to. Do I have even better? Queen g4. Nah, I'll just take your queen. This whole game has been a vibe. Yeah, he also ranks the same gambit 2 or 3 times very differently too. Slop chess content. Oh. I also know... Yeah. Maybe I should make my own such video, as we take the gambit glasses off because we're a queen ahead. I should make my own video ranking all the gambits, if that video isn't even any good. Nobody has ranked all the gambits? But anyway, specifically, the only reason I mention it was specifically to counter it. I have a video on the fisheye gambit, which is a cool one, because you can counter gambit the Meitner-Mises gambit. Still chess boxing? You know it? You know it? Yeah, guys, comment below if you want to see, or just tell me what more content you want to see from the Gambit Man in general. I don't know. I can make anything. I can make anything. What content do you want? What do you want a video on? F1, queen d6 seems good. Take, check. So let's just get more pieces in the game. Why not? Because of that tier list, I made myself an Excel sheet of gambits I would like or would play from difference. Discord gambit if I face the Alekhine. What is the Discord gambit? Yes, the fisheye gambit is with queen g4. In fact, the whole gambit I've been talking about has been with queen g4. Yeah, that's why I was confused before. The position I'm talking about is... Oh, I should have played here. Right, knight c3, knight c6, queen g4. Right, and the line I was talking about, instead of queen f6, knight g5, queen f2. Yeah, wait, it's not queen h5. I was thinking of queen h5, but her opponent is the one who takes it. You're totally correct. What do we think? Here, take e5. It's nasty work, nastier than is necessary. Here, takes. King g6, e5 takes. Check. I mean, this is just... It's just brutal in general. Whenever somebody just, like, drops in on d6 against these pieces, if you've played c6, it's just so brutal. Like, you got nothing. It just kills 11 points of material completely. If you play c6 and never follow that up with a d5. Quick question. What do I think of the King's Gambit in general? It's a good question. It's a loaded question. What do you think? Takes or e5 first? Here, maybe. Check. And then we take here, and then we win. That works. So does e5 immediately. Yeah, I can't even decide. All right. King's Gambit. I think there's a lot of good ways for black to play, if I'm being real. Like, obviously it's fun. We've all seen, like, the double Muzio Gambit with e takes f4 and g5, and then here, and, you know, okay, we can take the knight, and we sacrifice, like, a piece or two. But your opponent doesn't have to let that happen. There's some good ways to play, right? So, like, e4, e5, f4. One solid way to play, if you just want to follow the simple formula of any f4 you face, the bishop c5, d6, that's playable. Otherwise, like d5, I don't know, c6, it just feels like there's a lot of ways this can bite you. There's a lot of ways this could bite you. They don't have to accept. They don't really have to accept and do what you want. I think even just playing d6, just like I know what you want. Like, as someone who plays e5 a lot, right? Because I'm looking for Bushka's Gambit. I know what you want with f4. I know, like, you know, you want either me to take you and then d4 and get the whole center and that rapid development, or you want just like that pressure and trade and open stuff here. But you know that could bite you with like a lot of things you've opened up onto your king. So not the biggest fan, honestly, but I think it can be fun. Like, any line that you just like know better than your opponent is fun. So if you just like know it super well, it's playable. I'm not really like the biggest King's Gambit person, which I don't know if that might be surprising. I think there's a lot of fun gambits if I were to recommend something other than the Goreng. There's a lot of fun gambits out of the bishop's opening. Like bishop c4. I think like the Lewis Gambit can be an interesting one that's hard to navigate if you're black. unless you definitely know it. So that comes to mind. It's an interesting one. I'm not a big Ponziani person. Lewis Gambit can be a fun one. Just like, you know, if they bring the bishop out to c5, just like d4. Or if they play an a6, like d4, and like, you know, if you can get a Eurosov or something, I think that's really effective. I think this is just checkmate. But my opponent has 4 seconds left in the arena, but they're not gonna move in time. Just extremely partial to it. I studied it a lot. Okay, yeah. I mean, if you know it better than your opponent, then play it. How well do you know the Philidor defense? Maybe not super well. I mean, I know it enough to play kind of what I guess you would consider the main lines: e4, e5, knight f3, d6, d4, knight d7. And I play like bishop c4 and castles and rook e1. And I know there's like a lot of tricks to it, and why black looks for kind of certain move orders of like, you know, a lot of people don't like facing d4 on move 3 because knight d7, bishop c4. There actually is like a lot of quick ways to attack f7. So a lot of people look for transpositions to it out of the Pirks and stuff. Hate King's Gambit declined. Yeah, if you hate King's Gambit declined, then I don't know. You should be playing the King's Gambit. Because you might face a lot of those. Basically, I don't like the logic that if you're like hoping for something in particular, like you really like can't play the other thing, then you probably should be playing this, whatever opening is at hand. Alright, I mean, I think this was another nice win here. I go with this for this interesting queen h5. I think the line I meant to go for was queen g4. I think this is literally what I meant to play. I meant to go for this line. I guess probably black can play knight e7 here and take away my knight d5. This is really what I wanted here. Knight c6 and now queen g4. This is what I was talking about. Thank you for whoever corrected me from queen g4 versus queen h5. Takes king d1. This is the position I wanted. Attacking g7, knight h3, rook f1, attacking c7, all that good stuff here. Boy, he's doing phenomenal. This is a great gambit. This is also why I recommend for black here the fisheye gambit. Knight d4, attacking c2. Now take g7, queen f6. You get into this endgame, and there's stuff here. And there's no, and other lines for white, such as bishop f7, taking the rook, are not good. For reasons I discussed there. I went for this queen h5. I think someone has played this against me, one of my own viewers. Okay, yeah, I faced this twice. I played queen e7 both times. That's the top move. Because queen 7, knight c3, you have now the f6 square for the knight. And takes away this. So, you know, my opponents both times will play queen 2 there. I don't know, what did my other opponent play? Knight f3, d6, knight c3, knight f6, queen g5. I remember this game, yeah? I won both times, but okay. Anyway, in the game, queen f6, knight c3. Well, this was interesting. I don't know. Is this a real gambit? Did I just invent something? Chat, what do we think? So, it's already boy variation. Boy variation? B-O-I? You remember when that was a thing? Man, this is like at least 10 years old in internet culture, at least. Which would be like, boy. As a way to like scold someone. But B-O-I. Extremely cringe now. But it's never cringe. Like if somebody did something like that, or like dabbed or anything that like that has gone kind of full circle in internet culture, we need to complete that circle where then it becomes cool again. Regardless, I'm sure that was a real human who played queen to h5. No, already no. Bishop c5. So there is nothing here. We're just messing around here with queen h5. You could make a repertoire out of this. You could totally make a repertoire out of this. Maybe we will at the end. Queen f6 most common move, by the way. And now I play here knight c3. Did I just kind of come up with something? This is a thing. Knight c3 here played in 3% of games. So we're already, which is very rare on move 4, but we're already down to just 900 games in the database. My opponent plays bishop f2. Better was queen f2. Even better still was d5, which I see constitutes 1% of games in this position. Wait, this is interesting. Let me get back to analyzing. Let me look at the game, and then let me get back to analyzing this position. Does anybody know this line, by the way? Great meme reset, boy. Bishop takes f2 is played here. Let's talk about some other lines. King e2. Okay, better was king d1. And I mentioned that during the game. I'm not really sure why. I'm going to be honest. I think it's so that I have some sort of retreat or that I'm not checked. But maybe it'll become apparent to me. So king e2. Best move for my opponent was bishop b6. And then like knight h3 or something here and rook f1. So what's the big difference if I go king d1 and now bishop b6? Now I have knight d5. And I guess this isn't check. And I guess check and then they would take some things. So knight d5 here I'm doing great. Because queen g6 they should play so that they don't get killed on f7 and then I take here. So, okay, so king d1 here looks really good. They should play knight e7 to keep that away and then h3. When the h3 then rook f1 is coming. And we should give back this pawn. Just to maybe eliminate this knight or something. No, it's to go here. Yeah, I don't know. Just to get some breathing room. Just to get some breathing room. But otherwise, I mean, I think my idea is really straightforward. It's just kind of knight h3 and rook f1. So, like, I don't have to know too many lines here. I just know king d1 instead of king e2. And boom and boom. Really easy. Hit the thing on f2. And then I'll jump around and attack f7, ping you. And it's up to black to figure all those problems out. It's really up to you to figure all these problems out in this position here. You know, a reasonable way to play this if you're black is just queen g6. Just give the pawn back, I think. Before rook f1 kills you. Anyway, in the game, I play king e2. My opponent plays c6, which is a big mistake, but honestly pretty logical to keep this out. Pretty logical. Their best move was, yeah, bishop b6. h3, g6. Yeah, g6, I was talking about this, because queen g4, h5. Right, so I can't really, well, you know, I can't really dodge this queen trade so well. Wait for, and here. And they finally get me to trade queens. I'm out of squares. That's why my king should be on d1, so I have a square, probably. That's another good reason. So knight h3, yeah, that's what my opponent should have done, but just bishop b6 just getting out of the way. But they play c6. Yeah, because knight d5 is not so bad if you have this check, and then I guess just d6. I guess they're okay. All right, knight h3, because now they can take it. They can take stuff. So they're okay here if they can drop in with it back with a check. It's kind of interesting. In the game c6, I played knight h3, which is a big mistake again. I should have just gone here. Why was this so bad? What did I do? Oh, it's the same exact problem. It's g6, and I don't have a square. So it's the same problem that I should have gone to d1. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Knight f3, g6, and then... Okay, we can even just take this and take it. And then this and that is hanging. All right, boom, boom. So knight f3 should have been played. I played knight h3, and we're officially on our own finally on move 6. No more games in the database, which is kind of funny. No more games in the database. So let's continue to have a look here at the boy gambit. The boy gambit, rook f1. So my opponent plays bishop h4, which is a good move, if not for g6. Bishop h4. I think now we finally start playing well. So rook f1. They should have played g6. I was talking about this during the game. Bishop f7. Maybe they were scared by this move. King f7. Now I take with check and save my queen. Queen f7. Now I take here. And rook is hanging and such. So. In the game. But it's okay for them. Because what they should do here is king e7. Or just dodge it. And then something like this would have happened. Just take. And, you know, I come back. The position should be about equal. That's a nice move for them, attacking my bishop and defending this. And, yeah, I mean, boom and boom, right? Or about equal. Maybe a little bit better for me. So, that's what they should have done with g6, and it was surprising they didn't. They just played queen h6. My opponent is 2171 rapid. So it's surprising. But queen h6 was, yeah, really shocking because, I mean, now everything's just hanging, everything's good. I played queen e5 just to be fancy. Bishop e7, it's because I thought it was a good move. And now d3, attacking the queen here. Right, before I even took here, right, so where do you even go if you're this queen? I want to take g7. So this is all just, it's probably a pretty practical way to win. Like, if the engine's telling you you should go queen f6, okay, I just need to win the queen to win the game. I don't need to risk my attack fizzling out or anything. I just win the queen and win the game. That's exactly what happened here. It's not like you can recommend anything better for black if all this is hanging. So that is what happened, but I do want to check out here. I mean, this is kind of chill. I mean, queen d6 is just really the nail in the coffin, because like these pieces you just cannot get out. Any c6, I know this well from facing Bush Gases. If you play c3, right, and you could just put a piece right there, It just not allow d5. It actually makes all the difference in the world. If you like, c6 is just such a stupid move. It just blocks in the knight and blocks in your bishop and then ends your rook. Anyway, h takes g5, and then here we just kind of use all our pieces and checkmate this poor king, as I don't even have a material advantage here. They got 2 rooks for the queen, but you know, I really do, because none of these pieces have moved. So that was a move 21 checkmate. Let's look at some other theory in this line, starting with the move they played here in the boy gambit. Boy. Bishop takes f2. Bishop takes f2. So king d1 is what should be played. Open up the database here. Most common move c6 now, and this is going to be the same as the game, except now g6 is not a good move because of this key resource queen e2. We did not take away that square. Bishop moves away, rook f1, and we coordinate on f7 like how we wanted, so everything is groovy there. So c6 not really a dangerous move. g6 second most common. Again, queen d2. And h3 rook f1. I mean, what do you really have to know? What do you really have to know? I'm not going to complicate it any more than that, because there's some other big players to look at. Let's look at queen takes f2 last. I want to look at the second most common move here, which is c6. Again, taking away our precious resource. Here's a fun little move. f4. f4 is the top engine move. Literally the top engine move. So that's pretty crazy. ef4 loses the bishop on the spot, I can see. Queen f4. Yeah, that's also a no-go. Likewise, loses the bishop on the spot. We've got everything covered against this queen, and we're just winning a piece on the spot. So f4, nice strike there. d6 played. Just a little knight f3 kind of action. Just a little knight f3. Guess, yeah, put a lot of pressure here. Nice position again. Here, rook's coming to f1, and just lots of fun stuff to do, right? They played c6 to take away just one resource, but we got like lots of good pieces and a lot of other resources here. So in the boy gambit here, knight c3. This is looking pretty good, honestly. The best move. Well, okay. I want to talk about knight e7 first. Again, go back to f4, right? e4 hangs, queen f4 hangs. So, you know, d6, and we can go back to just some other cool stuff here. So I like that f4 resource if they don't take advantage. Let's talk about queen f2, and then let's talk about what I'm seeing as the engine's #1 move. So queen f2, king d1. What should black be playing here? What should black be playing here? The #1 move is not good at all. It's g6. And it just hangs everything. I don't know how that's the #1 most common move in the database. Otherwise, in addition to threat on e5, white's next moves are the same idea as always. So, yeah, I mean, even if d6, I think we can just go to this knight h3 thing. Black should then find g6. This queen is actually out of squares, and white has to accept this queen trade, and black has an extra pawn in this endgame, sort of. Yeah. Best move is this move d5, which is pretty crazy. Knight takes d5. It's some crazy engine line. Knight takes d5, gets in the way of f7, and then it wants to feast on g2. I think from a practical point of view, though, if you're black, you guard e5, and then you look for g6 immediately, so that you can trade off the queens here. Note they're really never taking this. Well, first of all, rook f1 is playable, actually, and just kills you on f7. But what I was going to say is queen h3, hitting c8, and then, like, once that gets defended, then your light square problems actually become even more severe, right? Look how well the bishop's doing. It guards that and hits on f7. So the rook and bishop operate really beautifully in this line. You know, I mean, there's a lot of great things about the Meitner-Mises gambit principles here. The king on d1 is virtually untouchable. This bishop is guarding mate, and then there's really nothing else for this queen to do. So things are looking pretty good here, right? I'll also note queen g2, queen f7, king d8. Well, the engine is just telling me queen f3. I guess there's some wild line here with d4, but the engine's just telling me queen f3. Wild lines here. Here's one. Now white's winning. So let's talk about the very best move, though. Which is neither bishop f2, nor queen f2, nor any of the moves we're seeing here. c6, knight e7. It is way down on the list, constituting 1% of games, and it's d5. It's d5, which is pretty crazy. So the point is, if you play bishop d5, now you're actually just checkmated on d1, right? The bishop moved from the important c4 square, and now, sorry, you're checkmated on f1. So not that. We should play knight takes d5, so now queen f2 we're not losing immediately, but we're actually just transposing into this crazy line here, where the engine is telling me go queen f7 to trade queens because this queen is dangerous. And I guess we're down a pawn in the endgame. No, we're equal on pawns. We each have 6. So I don't really... I guess this is bad just because it's bad. Here, and then they hop around. This is some total engine stuff. Total engine stuff. Is there anything tricky we could do here? Yeah, an 83. Coordinating here. Queen h1, queen f7. King d8 here. I would give that a shot for sure. Black needs to find... What are they even is it? I don't know. But if I'm white here, my idea is pretty simple, I guess. It's like d3, c3, king c2 here. Bishop, queen's kind of trapped. That's not a good move. Just pandemonium, my kind of position. It's equal now. The top move is check. Oh, and rook g8. No, not rook g8. I don't even know. They just gave that bishop. Crazy. Crazy stuff. So, okay, just as an overview on how we got here. Bishop c4, which has a lot of fun stuff. Because if my opponent plays knight f6, what I was going to do was what someone in chat recommended me to play. So d4 is fun, and that's the Urusov Gambit, which you could totally do. But someone in chat recommended me to play this, which is the Greco Gambit, which, as I was saying before, is pretty crazy. Just because of, like, how long ago Greco lived. Right? Like, 1600s, I want to say? And he was, like, one of the first chess theoreticians. You know, like, chess had, like, just been standardized, I think, with the modern rules. Not that long before that. So, you know, I mean, super ancient game. Had been studied for whatever, this is debated. I don't know, it's just crazy that this is what he came up with as like the first thing to do. You know, if you're looking at chess as a blank slate and you can come up with anything, you're like, okay, let me play bishop c4 and f4 in this position. Let me play a delayed king's gambit. But like, sure, ef4, I guess e5 and we're cooking. Or no, I don't know, knight c3 you should play. Now we got like a king's gambit kind of situation, but now e5 and we've taken away all the good, you're right, this knight has no squares in g8. And otherwise d4 and we take this back, so that seems good. That seems good. I guess knight e4 is the most dangerous move here. Got some fun things to do. So knight f3 is one of them. But I guess knight f3 just allows d5. And you're cooking here. Knight c3. Check. Here takes knight f3. That's a fun one. Queen h5 or g1. I feel like I've seen this, except reversed. So I guess we've got this with like an extra move. I feel like I've seen this in the Latvian. The Latvian. So I think we're playing this with an extra bishop c4. Like, I feel like I've seen this position with bishop on f1. So it seems like we got some good resources here. I don't know. Engine still finds something with e4 here, but this is some engine stuff. This is some engine stuff. Take d4. Something. It's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Otherwise, knight c3, right? Because what we can get is here d takes c3, and we get the Bushgas Gambit up a move, and we have this move f4. So that seems cool. That seems cool. If y'all want to be a bishop's opening player, I don't know. So this is your sign. This is your sign. Otherwise, if bishop c5, right, I would play knight c3 if knight c6 was guaranteed, but d6 I think is a more solid move, defends everything, and it's what I recommend to play as a Bushgas Gambit player. Queen g4 here invites queen f6. Now, yeah, there's really not a lot else good to do, because if you play like g6, well, okay, I'll probably just come back queen e2 out of this line of fire, right? Out of that line of fire. And then we're cooking. Maybe I'll play f4 after that and still get a rook to f1 and not even have to let you take all this. So I feel like that kind of completes the repertoire here. Queen g4. Right, so if I'm black here, I'm playing the fisheye gambit, because I play this as black if I try to Bushgasify with bishop c5. I'm playing the fisheye gambit, which is knight c6, queen g7, queen f6. This is what I'm doing as black. So I'm now the one gambiting, putting on the gambit classes, takes, and looking for knight, and you know, now you defend this pawn, and I'm looking for knight d4 and all this fun stuff that I talked about in the fisheye gambit video. I feel like that's pretty rare here. Knight c6 is constituting just 25 out of over 5,000 games in this position. So hopefully you guys can pump that number up. But so queen g4, I expect mostly queen f6 is, and then we'll play knight c3, and we'll play the boy gambit. Long live the boy gambit. Well, we're going to be trying this out now. We're going to be trying this out. Dab on them. Boy. Subscribe. scribe in 2012. Alright. We finished this arena a long time ago. Seeing a lot in the chat. Oh, highly cruciferous. I'm sorry. Let me check my messages right after the stream. I apologize about that. Sorry, I'm seeing a lot of chat messages now. Message me again if it was important in the chat. Either way, I see it's kind of a chill time on Lichess. Any championship upcoming in chess boxing? Thanks for that analysis. Super cool stuff. Thank you. Let me know if you guys like the stream, first of all. For whatever reason, Zachary Adams, thanks for the sub. For whatever reason, I'm seeing much fewer viewership than before. I don't know. Maybe this number is just for horizontal or just for vertical. Do I have any gambit that you invented and doesn't have a name? Well, yes. Well, I've given names. So, like, in terms of are they in the official database, check out the link tree. So if you're on my YouTube right now, that first link you should see should be the link tree. linktr.ee/wgrafe. Here's all the gambits. You can see the notation for them, right? Oh, I don't know what to do against the Trompovsky. Boom. Right there. Boom. New gambit just dropped. Hour-long free chessable course on covering absolutely everything that can happen here with the playlist and everything there. So, yeah, and the Lichess study linked in the description. So check them all out, and that's all stuff I researched, and a lot of shout outs, of course, are due to my awesome Discord community. Join the Discord on that link right there in the link tree, who discusses opening ideas, shares games, and more. So appreciate you guys. Any championships upcoming in chess boxing? Yeah, well, the World Championships will be in September, I believe, September 2026. As for my next event, we're still working on that, but stay tuned. I'm actually definitely going to try that on stream now. I might be... Played a lot of Gorings, but I might try, like, some Bishops opening stuff. We'll mess around with the Boy Gambit repertoire. Who is Boy? Boy Chess. Paulo Boy. 1528 to 1598? That's when this man lived? Wow. And wait, when was Greco? Wait. Greco was after that. 1600 to 1634. My guy lived 34 years. This other guy lived 70 years. Even though it was 1500s. Wait, okay, hang on. Was an Italian chess player. He's considered to be one of the greatest chess players of the 16th century. Hang on. I've been so mean to this guy. I've just been like, boy. This guy is great. In 1549, he beat Pope Paul III in a chess match. That's cool. He was born in Syracuse, Sicily, not New York. He was born in Syracuse, and he was brought up for the church. Here, wait. Let me let you guys see what I'm seeing here. Okay. He was born in Syracuse, Sicily, and he was brought up for the church under the belief that Paolo would become a pope and a saint because of a prediction. The prediction is wrong. However, Paolo formed different plans. He started to learn chess, and a few years later escaped to Greece, and then to Saragossa, which I've also heard of as a gambit. Isn't the Saragossa with... I've heard of this. C3, and if e5 we play d4, takes knight f3. C3 is already the Saragossa opening. Is that named after him too? And finally returned to Sicily as a well-known chess player. This is the 1500s, y'all. Played several games against Giovanni Leonardo di Bona, their equal. So this is Kasparov Karpov, guys. Then they defeated the strongest chess player of their time, the Spanish Ruy Lopez. We've heard of his opening. The court of Philip II of Spain in Madrid, 1575. As a result, they became the strongest chess players of the era, and henceforth they were called the light and the lustra of the noble game. The chess treatises created by Boy were not preserved. A small number of his chess games have survived to the present time, such as the opening of his game against the chess player Scovara, but only the first 14 moves have survived. He was the first who, without seeing the board, played 3 games at once, at the same time conversed with other parties upon different topics. I love this guy. In France, Catherine de Medici, I've heard of all these people in like my Euro class, who is also adept at chess, showered favors upon him. We need to go back to this era. This is what society is missing. This is what society is missing, right? We need to go back to this era where great chess players were brought on by nobility into their courts, and the kings and queens showered favors upon them. We need to go back to this classy era. That's what's wrong with society, guys. We need to shower favors upon them when they play 3 games at chess at a party. We need to shower favors in various royal European courts. Paolo Boy versus the Devil, the mysterious woman. I'm just having a great time right now. I would be if I was about to sign off stream, I would just be reading this on my own if you guys weren't there. So, according to a modern literary legend attributed to the short story Paolo Boy El Diablo by Victor Barthas, 1935, described as a deeply religious man, regularly attended services, blah blah blah. It's there on a morning in 1570 that he is said to have met a young woman of extraordinary beauty. Now this is getting spicy. It's already been spicy. After a brief conversation, Paolo Boy was surprised to learn that the woman played chess. Wait, I love this. He agreed to a game during which he quickly realized the exceptional strength of his opponent. Love it. Love it. The game continued until a critical position was reached, at which point Paolo Boy confidently announced mate in 2. The position is traditionally presented as a mate in 2 moves for white. Oh my god, wait, we have it? Oh, what? Chat, what's the mate in 2? Maybe I go knight and then knight d6. I'm feeling like this looks like a study. Maybe it's a true story, but it looks like a study, and I'm feeling promote to knight. Am I missing anything? They should play knight d6. Knight f7, and then I'll take d4. Okay, hang on. Am I right? Open analysis. Oh, no, I'm wrong. What do we got? Oh, they could take this rook. Okay. So, the answer was this. And then, for various reasons, I guess we're threatening rook d4, and if they take our queen, then rook e5. We opened up the bishop. Okay, that is nice. That is a nice one. That is a nice one, especially for 1550 constructions. Okay, so he confidently announces mate in 2 to this woman of extraordinary beauty that was kicking his ass before. At the moment when Paolo Boy was about to move his knight, the narrative states that the white queen suddenly transformed into a black queen, suggesting a supernatural intervention. So now we're looking at the same position. We're looking at the same position, except the white queen has become a black queen. Okay. Right, that was it before. That was it now. The woman is said to have declared, "Ah, Paolo, you will not win. It is I who have a queen and you have none." Paolo Boy reportedly replied calmly that this was of no consequence, reiterating that the position remained a mate in 2. According to the legend, the mate is executed after the sequence. This is awesome. I love it. I'm actually loving this so much. Okay, so in this position, white still has checkmate in 2. So whoever devised this story, first of all, it's a true story, obviously, but whoever devised this story found a position where white has like a cool mate in 2 this way, and if you transform on that square a white queen to a black queen, it's actually a really cool study. you still have a different cool mate in 2. So the answer, I already saw it. It was spoiled for me. But it's with knight b5 here, which is sick. So we're still threatening rook d4. And I guess we can also... Right, so any way that guards rook d4 would require moving this knight. And if you move this knight, then it opens the bishop's control over f4, and then knight c3 becomes checkmate. I suspect that's their problem here. I mean, obviously all moves are equivalent according to the engine, but yeah, this is still checkmate, right? And so anywhere the knight moves, there will be knight to c3, checkmate. So that's cool. So he tells this beautiful woman that, according to the legend, the mate is executed after the sequence knight b5, queen takes e7. Hang on. Knight b5, she played queen takes e7, and he plays rook d4, confirming his original announcement. What a beast. I love this guy. Okay, story continues. According to the same legendary... That's so cool, there needs to be more studies like this. Yeah, agreed. According to the same legendary account, sometime later, Paolo Boy was challenged to another game by a peasant. Suspecting that this was the same adversary in disguise, implicitly identified as the devil, he nevertheless accepted the challenge. The game progressed in silence until a decisive position was reached. At that moment, the peasant allegedly declared with confidence mate in 7. Upon analyzing the position, wait, okay, we can check out the position. I don't want to see the analysis. Ah, don't show me. Don't show me. Okay, don't look. What's happening here? I guess there's some series of check here. That would be mate. Maybe here. Oh, queen d6. Knight. How do I get there? I guess I just take it. Knight in, d5, knight e8. Or, I don't know, something. But so here, and then king back. I mean, I just have queen c8. So here, king up. I mean, the queen's also hanging. But anyway, weird position. Okay. Upon analyzing the position, Paolo Boy realized that the proposed combination did indeed lead inevitably to mate, but that on the final move, the arrangement of the pieces would form a cross, a Christian symbol incompatible with the nature of his opponent. Whoa. Faced with this realization, the peasant hesitated and did not execute the final blow. Wait, the peasant executed? Hesitated? I thought the peasant was the devil. Faced with the realization, the peasant hesitated and did not execute the final blow, abruptly abandoning the game and disappearing. The narrative interprets this outcome as the devil's inability to complete a victory that would require the formation of a Christian symbol. Wow. Wait. So, okay. Guys, I love how chess is used in, like, literature. It's a cross. It's a cross. It's a cross. Guys. Guys. It's a cross. And the devil couldn't do it. The devil couldn't do it. Wow. Interpretation. This story is now understood as a symbolic and literary legend without historical foundation, representing the idea that Paolo Boy was always under divine protection, and that reason combined with faith ultimately prevails over supernatural forces. So this is all a story written by Victor Barthus in 1935 about this guy. Boy died in Naples. Historian H.J.R. Murray says he was poisoned by jealous rivals. Wait, is that true? His book, well, oh yeah, I actually remember this guy. This guy wrote this big book, A History of Chess, is widely regarded as the most authoritative and comprehensive history of the game. Poisoned by jealous rivals. This dude has lived the most interesting life of, like, any person ever. I love this guy. Other sources say he caught a cold when hunting and died as a result of it. His body was buried in the Church of St. Francesco di Paola. Prince Stigliano and many of the Neapolitan nobility followed him to the grave. Wow. I've seen the chess and wow. What a guy. What a life he lived. And wow, I'm so honored to have stumbled upon the Boy variation and to make a Boy gambit. What a dude. What a dude. The legend of Paolo Boy. The legend of Paolo Boy. William, why are there 2 streams on YouTube and none on Twitch? We were going crazy on the other one. I'm sorry. I'm just trying. YouTube allowed me to have this double stream, and so I'm just trying it out. But I need to unlock more streams. I guess it's a Streamlabs feature that I would need to pay for to have that. Most of the viewers are on the other stream with the vertical layout, and you can't see anything there. Oh, about this text. I'm sorry. Anyway, I was about to sign off. Next time, the streams will be all good. It will be beautiful on horizontal and on vertical. Glad I got to try this out. Shout out to YouTube for making this feature where, you know, you guys are on YouTube right now and you can click the phone-sized one or the computer-sized one. So that'll all be fixed. William, there are 2 chats. And I'm only seeing this one. Oh. Alright. Thank you guys for telling me. We'll fix that. There's 2 chats. Why are there 2 chats? Shouldn't the whole point be... Can you guys see the other chat? Or if you're on the phone one, you can only see the phone, all the phone people chatting, and if you're on the horizontal one, you can only see the horizontal people chatting? Isn't the whole point to merge this? Anyway. Alright. Hope you enjoyed The Legend of Paolo Boy. I'll see you all later.